Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I woke up with this message that said, right people will enter your life and those who are meant for you will always find their way to you. So I wanted to remind you to live like a hero, to be the main character in your life. So you don't attach what you think you want to experience onto others, because otherwise you will always look for how they can fulfill what you miss. The message for today's video for all of you is live like a hero. So who is your hero, my friend? Because you've always been inspired by a character that awakens something that is like a dormant potential within you. It reminded you of that. Like, I often, talk about this in my videos when I mention to you that I've been always inspired by hip-hop artists. Not because I wanted to do a hip-hop music, but I love that feeling of inspiration I've experienced when I was listening to it. And I always knew I want to inspire other people as well. I had no idea I will start painting, that this will be my story. But we usually come across people that awaken within us something that reminds us of our own heroism. And my question for you today is, what kind of hero you can be in your life? Be the main character in your story. So what does it mean? Well, it means that you stop looking how someone will save you. You stop looking how someone will save you. Why? Because you came here into this incarnation to heal past wounds. So what does it mean? It means that there are certain energy patterns, energy themes that are running your life, and you can see them in events that are repeating. You can notice what kind of events in your life are repeating and are not the most ideal. Every time you look at these events, you will see a pattern. You will see, okay, there's a theme that is repeating. What that theme is saying to me. Am I being too nice? Am I putting myself aside? Am I saying yes too much? At times when I would like to say no. Am I not prioritizing myself and I always put other people in front? Whatever it is, it will teach you that there must be a change. There must be a change. And what kind of change we're talking about? Well, only you can find it out. But to be a hero of your story, my friend, means that you will need to wake up. Yes, you will need to wake up. And to wake up, it means you will need to recognize that your mission can be accomplished if you're living for other people. Your mission can be accomplished if you're living for other people. But actually, then there's the contradiction. When you start living your mission starts benefiting other people. So this is strange. Like, how can I live my mission but live it for me, but then my mission will benefit others? Well, because once you start living a life that fulfills you, your fulfillment will start radiating onto others, and your fulfillment will take you onto a path, onto endeavors, into projects, into all kinds of things that will call you, that will benefit others. Yeah. But firstly, we need to be selfish a little bit so we can see what's our story, what's our path, right? That is an important discovery. Because otherwise you're living your life for others, you forget about yourself, and then deep within you're dying. Because you came here to fulfill what you're not fulfilling. That's why you need to choose you. You need to choose you and then bring that you out and let that true you benefit lives of others. Every hero needed to go through that process. But what wakes us up? Well, a breakdown, right? Breakdown wakes us up. So if you've been watching movies of great heroes, you've noticed that at the beginning of the movie, that hero was actually very stagnant, was going through a very dark phase, was going through addiction, or was going through incredible betrayal, or was going through some tough family situation, or abuse, or whatever it was. And that hero thought, well, it's over for me. How many of you felt like it's over? I'm done. Like I don't see a way out. Maybe financially, maybe in health situation. Maybe you came to the point where you said, well, I don't see a way out of here. I'm done. Because those are the moments when we need to decide on what side we stand. Because one side is a human side, it's a human perspective. On a side of human perspective, we see everything as we're just a small dot in this vast ocean. So we're like nobodies and things are happening to us and it's just hard, it's tough. I don't have a capacity to deal with all of this. This is our human side, that is conditioned side, that is a product of voices we've heard as we've been growing up. And then there is God's side, or universe's side, or divine side, that gives us a completely different perspective. It's almost like, in nature, when you see a rose that grows through the concrete, you see a flower that grows through the concrete in the middle of a city. You would say from a logical perspective that shouldn't happen, like we've placed concrete over there so nature would not grow here, like we are in control, let's build cities. But still there are cracks and something grew through, right? So what does it say about us? It says sometimes it feels like there's a bunch of weight that comes over us. And it just feels our environment is trying to stop us. Maybe it's not even trying, maybe it's just how it is. But there's a divine spark within all of us that will push through it, that will find a way to grow through it. But it goes way deeper. Why it is happening like that? Because there's a purpose. There's a purpose in that. There's a purpose in that rose that grew through the concrete. Most people will never notice it. But there's one person that was inspired by it and changed the world. Tupac, right? And most probably many others. So it's not about, your heroism that needs to touch millions of people. Maybe you need to touch one person that will change then millions of people. So what does it say about divine's perspective? It says that whatever you are going through right now has a purpose. And that purpose will make a change. That purpose will make a change. But you need to see everything you're going through as there's a purpose in it. That's how to live like a hero, my friend. That's how to live like a hero. Because when you wake up to this, you realize that everything was always meant to be. And then we come back to the beginning of a message, what inspired me today. Right people will enter your life. Right people will enter your life. Those who are meant to meet you will meet you. This is very important to understand because many times in life we chase things, right? We chase people because maybe we are not happy with how things are. Maybe we feel a sense of emptiness. Maybe we feel there's something we want to fulfill, like a void that we want to fulfill. And our logical mind goes, yeah, if I would have company, then I would not feel so lonely. If I would have someone to talk to, then I would feel more important. If there would be a bunch of people around me, I would not need to deal with my own thoughts and things like that. But sometimes all these things are taken away from us, so we come across the void that is within us, because maybe just that void is manifesting in your life, that people are moving away from you, that people are being pushed away from you, that you're not attracting people into your life. Because maybe you're in a season where you need to deal with that. Or maybe there are constantly people coming in that are the same people as in the past, just different faces, right? Same maybe behavior, same words, same emotional reactions. And then you think, what's wrong with me? Why this kind of people are constantly coming into my life? Because you let them. Because you let them. You let them maybe use you. You let them just show any kind of behavior without respect. You let them do these things. Why? Because you don't respect you. And maybe life is teaching you to start respecting yourself. So heroes are firstly many times like doormat. People are stepping over them. Then they want a revenge, right? They want to outburst in rage. They want to, show to the world that how powerful they are, and they have a sense of rage, and they need that. Like, we need to let ourselves have these outbursts of rage and anger, because so many of us have suppressed so much of it. We thought I shouldn't be angry. We thought I shouldn't have rage. We thought I just can't be angry because I will hurt someone. But then there are healthy ways to experience anger. There are healthy ways to experience rage. You can go into a gym, you can go for a run, you can do many different things. You can scream out loud, you can punch a pillow, right? You can do all kinds of things to express your anger. You can do art. Like, think about the early songs of Eminem, how much rage there is. But those are also the most popular songs because so many people resonated with it. Why? Because so many people had that rage within them, and they finally saw someone who was courageous enough to bring it out. Like, the world is not just beautiful and, rainbows and, how they say, butterflies and all of that. The world is constructed of all kinds of different energies, but we humans like to express just few of them because we think it's nice. We think it's appropriate. But we're like rainbows. We have all different spectrums, and there are contrasts, bright and dark. So yeah, we all like to express our bright side, but it doesn't mean we don't have a dark side. And to live like a hero means you need to embrace your dark side as well, and you need to find a way to bring it out. In my life, I've noticed that talking about this kind of things helps me to also acknowledge my dark side and articulate it in a way that makes sense to me and that I can see a sense of meaning in it and hopefully purpose, like why I felt like that and what it helped me to see about me. because then message can be relatable and can have a sense of meaning also for someone else. So we need to find out how can we express all different versions of ourselves, because we are not just one thing, right? We are everything. But then if everything is not being expressed, there will be a block. So why we feel a block? Just a few days ago, somebody wrote me, how can I remove this block? Like, I'm afraid of showing up. I'm afraid to be seen. Why we feel block? Because we think we shouldn't be seen. Because we connect it with fear that we'll get hurt. We think we'll get hurt if we express ourselves, because maybe in the past we got hurt. Maybe somebody laughed at us, maybe somebody judged us. And we developed this framework, like, I will hide this thing from the world and then I will not be judged. I will hide this and then I will not be laughed at. But then we start living, hiding parts of us, and we recognize it's very exhausting because we need to maintain this kind of mechanism of hiding things. So every time when I'm in a conversation, I need to think constantly what to say and what not to say. Of course, there's a filter that I think needs to be consciously there, like you can't just say everything. But if you say nothing, then you don't say anything, right? So we just need to acknowledge that, yeah, there's a filter within us. And maybe that filter is deeply influenced by our fears. But what if we would update it a little bit? What if we would start expressing a little bit what is there asleep within us? And see if there's a source of power in it. Because as soon as you talk about your pain, you empower someone else. As soon as you talk about your own negativity, you actually show to others that they're not alone feeling that. Like, we're not just positive beings. We have so much darkness. We all have so much darkness within ourselves. But we try to hide it. You don't need to hide it, my friend. You need to transmute it. That's why I love to create paintings, because in painting I can express something I can't through words, but then I learn also to speak about it, to talk about it. And in these messages, to me, it helps me to bring out something I feel, to bring out my perspectives. Doesn't matter how many people like them or don't like them. I need to bring them out. And maybe you can notice that too, because that's what starts actually attracting people into your life, because now you're becoming more whole. And when you're becoming more whole, now your magnetism increases. Why? Well, because there's more energy available to be shared. You're not just one small thing that is ready to be shared. You're so much more. You're a whole of something that wants to be shared. And now you start attracting people into your life. So one proof of that is when I went on this journey, when I've started painting, it was a time of solitude for me, because I've truly, I've stopped hanging with people from my old life. Firstly, because I was broke, because I invested everything I had into my painting journey. And I also had no time for other things, because all day long I was painting and making videos, because I wanted to make this thing grow, because I was so passionate about it. So it was a period in my life for maybe 1 year, 1.5 years, when I was not hanging with anyone. I was just studying, and I got myself into it was like a group of entrepreneurs that were all beginners. So I joined that kind of a group where we've shared our ideas and projects, and we've supported one another. It was very helpful to me back at that time. And I truly felt like I'm entering a new life, because there are new people, we're all starting something new we are passionate about. It gave me a push. So you can already see here, when I've started truly living like a hero of my story, I've started, I went on a hero's journey, which is an uncertain journey of unknown world. I've already started meeting new people that are also passionate about something, but I needed to put myself out. I needed to look around. Is there a group of people who are into what I'm into? And we need to open our eyes for that, because I was not looking for spiritual people. I was not looking for people who are into any kind of philosophy. I was looking for people who are making a change in the world, because that's what I've been passionate the most. And I found a group of this kind of people. Actually, it found me, like Maya's, my partner's father, said to me, every single year they're in where I live, they create some kind of a project for young entrepreneurs, and you can join it. Like, I've heard about it before, so I looked at it on the internet and I joined it, and it was great. That's where I also met my business mentor, who introduced me to an art gallery, who helped me to have my first art exhibition. And then the whole momentum started, and that's how I've started meeting new people that were into what I am into. So you see, right people will enter your life when you will show up, and who's meant for you will not miss you. They will not. But you need to live like a hero of your story. And that means go onto a hero's journey. Go onto a hero's journey. Be a beginner in something. Because today's beginner is tomorrow's master. You can't master anything if you don't start it, right? If you don't become good at it. But just know that right people will meet you. And sometimes right people are people who hurt you, because you need to be introduced to your own triggers to heal them. So stop looking, I don't like these people, I would like this kind of people. But rather look at, okay, I love that those people triggered me, because now I see what I need to heal. Now I see what I need to reveal to myself to feel it so I can heal it. And then that process of healing will introduce you to your deeper power, like how uniquely you resolved it, how uniquely you found a remedy for it. That is a great blessing you can offer to the world. And you will see, it will always do it for you, because you needed a solution. You needed a solution. So your offering to the world will always be what helped you, and therefore you will always feel confident in doing that because it helped you. That's it. So you don't need to share with others what you've read in books. You can share with others what you've experienced within you, because you had troubles and problems and errors and blind spots and triggers and hurts and pains helped you to change that. They helped you to see, right? So basically, your darkest times opened your eyes the most. And my message is, let them open your heart as well. So instead of being afraid of it happening again, you start asking yourself, how can I heal it? How can I change it? How can I be a part of the solution in the world that is still going through it? Because there are so many people who are still feeling it, who are still reacting the same way, because maybe they never came across a better example. Like, I know in my past, I came from an environment where there was so much shame of self-expression. We were never hugging ourselves at our home. We were never talking openly about what we feel. So there was so much of shame. Like, I remember it was hard for me to talk about what happened in school or what was going on in my day. I would just say I'm okay all the time. I would say I'm okay, it's fine. But within me, sometimes there was anger, sometimes there was pain, sometimes there was fear. I never wanted to talk about this because sometimes it could happen that someone would then use what I said honestly against me. And I've noticed, well, the best way to protect myself from it happening again was not to share what I feel, not to share what I'm going through. So later in my life, when I've noticed that it's hard for me to open up and sometimes it's hard for me to trust other people, I will never be able to develop deep relationships with others. So when I met Maya and when I met her parents, I've noticed they're so open. They are such a great communicators. I've realized, well, we truly met right people at the right time, because when I met her, maybe emotionally I was at my lowest point, but spiritually I was ready to heal. I was ready for the next stage of my life. And with her we've started, developing these deep conversations. And it was hard and it was painful, but it was my therapy. And with her parents, they always ask me, how are you? How is it going on? And I've noticed, whoa, people truly care. So I've realized, well, I need to open up. I need to learn to talk about what is going on within me. And then when I've started sharing all of that with you guys here, so many people started thanking me like, oh, I'm going through that as well. It was hard for me as well. Now I see an example. I never had an example. So when I met Maya's parents, I saw a completely different example of how it is to communicate, to speak up, to talk about things. So that's why it's so important when you don't have an example for something that you would like to see become an example. Because then I brought that same knowledge, the same qualities into my family, and they started opening up. Not immediately, not in the first few years, but now, 10, 11 years later, now my mother is opening up, my father is opening up, my brother is opening up. And I've noticed, well, yeah, it takes time, but we need examples. And when we don't have examples, we need to become them, right? That's how we become heroes in our lives. We do it for us, so then we can do it for others. My friend, I hope this helps. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. And big thanks to everyone for choosing to support my art as well. I'm an artist, beside all of this. So you can find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. You will find prints of my art, you will find original paintings, and so much more, so go and check it out. Also join our Patreon community for more exclusive content that's constantly being updated, from teachings to guided meditations to so much more, so go and check it out. And to anyone who would love to support this channel, you can join YouTube membership and become a part of our community also like that. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one. Every single day I bring to you a new message for guidance, for clarity, for helping you focus on what truly matters. My name is Gasper, and I help you find your way. At times, when we feel a bit lost, sometimes we feel like that. So thank you so much for being here. Until next time, one love.